Hi, this is Franchise Kingdom, the place that you can watch your franchise and I will watch your franchise and everything that she can offer, or almost everything. In this case, Avatar the Last Airbender. Um, so this video gonna be a little different from what I usually do, or at least it has a long time since I make a video at this type. Um, I'm gonna make a review of the series. I'm gonna make predictions for what's gonna happen, and also gonna explain how I will continue the franchise itself. Like we have Avatar Korra, we have the graphic novels as well. So stick with me, and I will try to do everything and even more in this video. Um, I don't know how long this video gonna be. I hope it's not too long. Yeah, I just hope. Um, so let's begin. First thing that I have to say is Korra. Korra gonna begin next week. Okay, if I'm making the right, um, if my math is right, this video gonna be uploaded in the first day of the week for after, which means the second day of the week for Avatar, which is Friday, gonna be the graphic novel. And then the next week, we're gonna have two episodes of Korra. So, how this is gonna be? If you go to the banner right now, probably it's still Aang there, but it will be Korra, which means that the 2 days of the week that were for Avatar the Last Airbender will be for Avatar Korra. Any other video they're gonna be an extra video for example, the graphic novels gonna be in a different day, so you will receive any day that I will sorry any day that I have to make a graphic novel, for example. um I can make on, I don't know, Monday, and then you will still receive two episodes of Korra. Only this week I will do the graphic novels on the day of a reaction that that I should do of Korra. Okay, I just need some time. Okay, to wait 1 week. So yeah, soon next week we already gonna have Korra, um, and yeah. Now let me talk about the show itself. Things that I think could happen but did not happen. Things that I um, want to happen in Korra or in the graphic novels, stuff like that. Um, I also want to talk about the lore. That I think if I really gonna talk about everything that I want to talk, it will be a 2 hours video. So I hope I really sorry if you're watching this video and it is a 2 hour video. Um, yeah. So the, when we begin watching this show, we did not knew. I mean, I did not knew anything about the creation of the universe and how bending really begins. But it's really good how they did that, world building and all. That is kind of joke that if you see my first episode's reaction of Avatar, you can see how I insist on Sokka being a waterbender, which seems ridiculous right now, but not so much. Um, and I'm gonna explain why. We the whole idea was how bending was is genetic or is defined by place that you're born. Of course, there are people that born in the same family and don't have, but this still can be genetic. So it's really hard to think like the show has um the four nations, but it still has like separate places for the swamp, which is in the Earth Kingdom, but it is this whole idea, and we have some other place that can also have bending and on and all. So the whole idea also has like how everything begins, and if I remember correctly, in the finale, wait, yeah, in the finale of season one, we learned that the koi fish, the spirit of ocean and moon, that kinda teach the humans waterbender. So this keeping on my brain through the whole series. If they can teach someone that, if spirits can teach that, that means that, for example, the fish could teach. Oh my god, that's so confusing. The spirit of ocean and moon could stop and teach Sokka waterbender, for example. I think it's possible. I mean, they really did not go full on that. They just say, "Oh, the spirits teach us." Like, okay, but how? It's just like they glow like the avatar, and the person learn things. Um, we see in a level below that in season two that Toph learned from the Badgemolars earthbending, but the Badgemolars, as far as I know, are not spirits. So also Toph, of course, already were already was a earthbender, but she did not have anyone to teach her. It's different. Um, when you think back, um, how how really all the bending begins. If the spirit of Ocean Moon got back, like it has so much about that. Maybe no one before could do anything about bending, but then we have the spirit, and they can do, and they traverse to the human, let's just say the Avatar universe, and they begin to teach people and animals to do that. I don't know. There's a possibility. We also had in the finale of the series the lion turtle that is old enough to remember. I'm just referring Roku. I know, and it's not about the lion turtle, but who cares? Um, uh, also has Ko, the face stealer, which is old enough to remember. Now is the right reference. Um, so we have a lot to know, to learn about the spirit realm and about the creatures that live there. Um, we also did not learn anything about the avatars. I mean, the beginning of the avatars, how that began. It was because the way that they explain the show, they never really specifically say that no one could learn more than one bending besides the avatar. Besides an explanation is, oh, only the avatar can do that. Okay, but like anyone tried? Like, because the way is how the spirits teach the first benders how to bend. Because if it's just look to them and glow and the person learn, why someone could not learn more than one bending? Um, I mean, they could get me an explanation in the graphic novels or in Korra, um, and say it's, I don't know, something genetic and now, but I still think if someone goes to the fish, oh my god, it's so confusing. The fish teach uh, waterbender to you, and you go and find, I don't know, the dragons, and the dragons teach firebender. Why you cannot learn? Unless the way that they teach you is just like, see, that's how it's done, and you go and learn. But I don't think that is it, because if I really think genetic has a play, like right now, in the time frame that we see Aang and everyone. But right back in the time when they first began, there was no genetic. So I'm really curious about that. Um, I don't know. So I have two theories about that. Or the first avatar was someone that learned, um, and somehow was the only one that think that, wait, the I learned with this spirit how to do waterbender. Why I did not go and find the other spirits and learn with them? Yes, and no one think about that for all the history. If it is that, I'm gonna laugh so much. I don't think it is, but yeah. Then we have a lot of avatars and a lot of story until we finally reach the previous avatar that I don't gonna remember the names of them, but like we have Youngshan, I think, the air nomad. I don't remember the name of the water tribe guy that is avatar. Then we have Kyoshi. Um, so why I remember about them? Because we have of course Roku and Aang. They are on the whole other level. We have Young Shan appeared in a lot of temples of the air nomads. I don't remember each what temple it was, but I believe at least one of them has like statues of her. Maybe two of them. I don't. The temple that Aang was did not have, or at least I did not see. So I'm gonna guess, or is just in one temple that was the temple that she was born or something, or is in two temples. Because someone in the comment section even say to me way back then that oh yeah, and I noticed that like the are four temples, and then you have two temples with a lot of men's, all the men's are, and the other two temples are all the women's. So maybe it's this. um, I don't remember much about her history though, but she had to be someone really important, because if you really think about it, the only statues that we see in any kind of air nomads temple were about her, and I mean, and also about um, what was his name, the master of Aang. And of course, if you really gonna think about it, how much avatars on the air nomads they had of all the history, and only her receive a statue, or at least only we only see a statue of her. Um, Besides, of course, the statues in the temple that has all the avatars. Yeah, but you know, so she must be someone really impressive even among the avatars from the air nomads. Then we have the waterbender avatar that I don't remember. He his love was captured, face by Ko. That's the only thing that I remember about him, and also that he was kind of like Sokka. Yeah, before the beginning, before he before he met that woman. Then we have Kyoshi. Kyoshi stopped Jen the Conqueror that was trying to do something similar to what Ozai and all his predecessors tried to do. And she also created Kyoshi Island, and she has a really good fan club until now. Um, one more. Um, oh, and she what's the name of the I forgot the name. She created Daily, which is really impressive. Um, um, yeah, I think it's just that. Then we have Roku, of course, and we have Aang. So before we go to the episodes, each episode that I want to talk about, Roku. More specifically, all the thing with Soulsing, it's really that episode that talk about the two are were really sad, and you can see a lot of parallels with Aang and Zuko, but it's also don't make much of sense on how end the story. How can I explain that? Roku dying was really stupid. Don't make any sense, and I think this is one of the problems of this show. I love the show. Before anyone say anything, I love the show, and I think it make a really good job on all the power and the mixing between the mystic areas, the martial arts, and even the mixing, um, not exactly masters, but at least benders against non-benders, and we have fights that we don't really have a normal disadvantage. The only master that I remember that had troubles defeating anyone that is not a bender was Aang, and you know why? Because it's Aang, he's the main character, and he cannot kill anyone. He cannot kill, but he kills, but that's another story. Someone like Jet, I mean, Jet is cool. I like his character, even if I don't like his person in the beginning, and I think anyone will agree with me. But Aang should be able to defeat him without killing him very easily. But outside that, the show managed to do really good and interesting fights. Like Zuko against Jet is a really good fight, makes total sense, and many others. But I think the show has a problem with when and this is one of my what's the word? My fears with Korra, because sequels usually tend to escalate, especially when it comes to power and comes with, let's just say for better words, mystic powers, elemental powers. And this was one of the problems that I see in Avatar. Every time that the show tried to give a display of immense power, they fuck up plot holes. Um, Aang did two tornadoes, which I'm trying to remember right now. Two tornadoes in the series. He did against Bumi, a minor one without any help, any big help, and he did one in the fortune teller episode. I mean, it's not exactly a tornado, but I think it's even more impressive than a tornado. So he has a lot of air on when he was, but still, he stopped a volcano alone, basically, almost. And this, just that, takes so much plot holes. He said one time, I remember, I don't remember each episode was, but he said that he could not make tornadoes, and that's a lie. Um, and a plot hole. He cannot defeat the, what was the name of the thing that they used to attack Basing Say? I don't remember. Um, he should be able to destroy that thing very easy with just air. Even Toph should be able to defeat that. Um, and other times I've and Roku should be able to stop that volcano. And I said in the episode itself, like we see the Avatar previous to him, one full circle before him. I'm not saying the previous. The previous was Kyoshi. The previous one circle, he was activating three volcanoes at the same time. Roku should be able to stop one. Ice, a giant volcano, was never once seen before. So much he should be able to stop. Aang with just air stop one. We're talking about a full realized avatar that has way more power than just Aang normal. Like it's not even comparable. He should be able like to, and the worst part of that episode was the dragon. I understand that it was a symbolic, very emotional that they tried to do, but because of the plot hole, it became a stupid idea of the dragon trying to protect him, protect no, try to die with him. Try no, he die with him, but like it makes no sense. The dragon just commits suicide. He could just fly off with him and save him and himself. So like, so that's one of my fears. How the show gonna make this? Because again, every time they try to another thing I noticed when I was rewatching the episodes, I did mention one plot hole in one episode, and I did not explain which plot hole it was. When Azula was running from Aang and I believe Sokka. Wait, Aang, Sokka, and Toph, I believe. In the Day of Black Sun, Aang say, "Well, I cannot touch her because she's going too fast." This is a gigantic plot hole. Aang is by far the fastest person alive, and we see that. That is one episode that um, even say, well, the Avatar can fly even faster than, like, we see how fast he can go normally. Even if you say that Azula can go faster than he normally, which I think it's highly improbable, Aang still can use the air to go even faster than her, like way far faster than her. and he could not do that there. Like, is a plot hole. Just to explain how Azula could escape them. Toph also should be able to defeat the two guys really fast, which Aang should be able to stop Azula really fast that day. Just to make a scenery where, oh, Azula just flee off everyone even without using her powers because she's too fast. Just she's not. Um, so I really have the show make mistakes in important times like that, and that's a problem. Now let me talk about the episodes itself. I have a list here. Well, we have the pilot. I don't think I have anything more to say about the pilot, but it's really interesting to see back how they treat especially the Avatar state on that episode. The Boy in Iceberg, I just believe that is one of the best first episodes I ever seen in my life. And it's so good how they especially show the personality of every one of the main characters so well. The Avatar Returns. Well, you can grab with episode 1. It's basically the same episode. The Southern Art Temple was the first Agni Kai. I really like that. And looking back, I don't remember if we see the other places that they show, like the temples. I mean, we see the fire temple. We go into that. I know the air temple we were in then, but I don't remember if we ever see the earth and the water temple that show in this episode when the all the statues are glowing. They were the warriors of Kyoshi. That's a really good episode. It's one of my favorites. Even if it is in season one, like it's a really good episode. Has a good thematic. Has a good um, old west, right? Has a good message about being like Sokka, like Sokka, and so good. Also, I that is one of the things that I looking forward to see in Korra is better disguises because better disguises and a better utilization of equipment. Because in this episode, Aang used a weapon from Kyoshi, which was one of his previous lives, and it would be so much better if he stayed with that weapon. You could say, oh, but he should not do that. It's not for his and all. But I'm gonna give you an example that I may forget when I pass by. But in Blind Bandit episode, he has a new outfit that he could use, and nobody will never recognize with him because people are blind and only notice when he's show his arrow. But he could stay with that outfit for the whole season 2, but he stayed with a outfit that is clearly from an air bandit, from wait, from an air nomad. So I want to see better. I mean, I don't know if the Avatar Korra we're gonna have an escape. I don't think they're gonna do that again. At least not for the whole series, as was in this show. But yeah, I just hope that we have better utilizations of that. The King of Fumashu. I remember that I got crazy with this episode because of Earthbending finally showing, and I just got in totally love with that. But that is one thing that I can say about this episode in expectation for Korra is that Earthbending was my favorite bending because usually I love wind, but in this show air bending, we just have Aang. So, and Aang is really creative. We know that he created that. What was the name of the? I don't forget the name. The air ball that he does. It's really creative. Okay, but and he is really powerful. As I say, he can create tornadoes, but he, as most of air nomads are, don't want to fight, is the escape and evade technique that Boomy said. So I want to see something, um, really good techniques, because even fire we see good techniques of fire. And yeah, even if we have a main character that for most part use air, yeah. Imprisoned. Can we pass this episode? I have one thing to say. Haru. I was thinking that I were never gonna see him again, and he appeared later, so that's good. Um, and it's strange because that episode was one that I was thinking, wait, why Earthbend is gonna do metal? And now I'm thinking, tough. Also, this is a good time to say I read the comics, the last comic before the graphic novels. That is, Boomy against Toph, and it's just funny. And it still do not answer the question: who is stronger, Boomy or Toph? Put me in the comment section what you think about. Please don't get any spoilers for Korra or the graphic novels. But yeah, I think Boomy probably is stronger because what we see for him, things that he's like, what he did, uh, bringing back his city is just crazy, and I don't see Toph doing that. Also, he is able to manipulate earthbending just with his face, and I did not see anything close to that with Toph. The fact that she can do meta bending is just a thing that of opportunity, and I think she has a really good talent. I think she probably is the second best earthbender of the world, and I think also that she can probably surpass Boomy in, I don't know, 10 years maybe, because she's still really young and Boomy is really old. So we are comparing a little girl with a really old man. So I still think Boomy is better and stronger, but yeah. Also, before we continue that, why metal bending is a separate bending and crystal bending is not different? Like, why did not exist crystal bending? We see in episode 5 Boomy manipulating the crystals. I believe in the season 2 finale as well we see the Daily doing that. Why is not a different bending style? Winter solstice, spirit world was really cool. We learned about the spirit world. We learned that Iroh could see that. And now that I think about, we still don't know what really happened, right? We know that Iroh go to the spirit world sometime, and maybe that's why. But how and why and how? Why and how he did that? Hmm. That really is a lot of mysteries about Iroh. Avatar Roku was really cool. We see the first time that Aang transformed himself into past life. Um, the Waterbender Scroll pirates and Katara stealing Jet. Jet is a Robin Hood episode. I already said that. We did not see most of the boys, right? Um, That's also interesting. The Great Divide. The Great Divide was a cool episode. Now we learn a lot of things. Aang has the leadership for the first time. In the end, um, I think it's a questionable decision. I personally think Aang did the best and they did the right thing, what he could do. But yeah, I understand if someone say that is completely out of character for him, but I don't think it is. Especially what we see in Battle of the Water Tribe is way worse. The Storm is such a good episode. I want to just rewatch that episode a thousand of times again. The Blue Spirit blow me up. Also, I'm trying to remember. We ever see the Yu Yan archers again? I really don't remember. The Fortune Teller, I already talked about that episode. Battle of Water, worst episode by far of the series. The desert, the deserter, Jong Jong. Jong Jong just disappeared off the series from that episode until the finale. That's something else. The Northern Air Trample. What was this episode? Hmm. Oh, was the steampunk episode that they got to their temple. Oh, I remember that. I like the vibe of steampunk that they had in that episode. Um, and I don't know, maybe Korra gonna be like that, or maybe the graphic novel is gonna be like. I think for the graphic novel, I believe the graphic novel is right after the series, right? So I don't think it's gonna be like that. But maybe Korra will be, because for Korra be born, Aang has to die, right? So I'm guessing in a world that has peace, he gonna live until, I don't know, old age. So yeah, the Waterbender Master. Oh yeah, what was his name? Baku, I think. It's really strange all the this because I'm still thinking if he was a member of White Lotus, why he was there and how he could communicate with everyone isolated like he was. Then we have the finale that is just amazing, and Aang killing everyone there. Like the spirit kill, like yeah, Aang kill. Come on, the Avatar state. Azula first appears. No wait, she appeared in the finale, right? Um, but we see light bending. I mean, we see Iroh also doing that, but was more like a redirected, and she was doing that was so cool. Um, and we have one of the few times that Aang has to fight against someone that is not from the Fire Nation. The Cave of Two Lovers, when we learn about the secret tunnel, and also the badge maulers and the story of how they teach the first earthbenders of all times. Return of Omasho, um, May and Ty Lee, first appearance. Also, what happened to May and Ty Lee? Now I'm thinking about. They never really said, like Azula probably did something terrible to them, imprisoned and maybe torture her. I don't know. I don't think it's strange what I'm gonna say, but I don't think Azula is the woman to torture people physically, at least. I may be being too nice to her, maybe. Oh wait, what I'm saying, um, May is fine with Zuko in the end of the series, and Ty Lee became a Kyoshwars. How I forget that, but but really they never really show to us what really happened, right? And they just appeared off nowhere. Hmm. The swamp. Yeah, the swamp. It's really interesting episode that shows a lot of mystic ways, and we still have a mystery to solve to that swamp. How other things happen about visions. I mean, the visions they kind of explain, but like the tornado, how that happened, and clearly the swamp has. I don't want to say um, a soul, but maybe a life in some way, because we see in the ending, in the end, blowing up the bird, that creepy bird. Avatar, the worst episode of the season by far, maybe worst of the whole everything. Even so, it has uh, the appearance of Kyoshi was really cool. All the part with Kyoshi and Chen and all outside that worst episode ever. The Blind Bandit. The Blind Bandit was an episode that I did not like that much when I see for the first time, but I really enjoy watching after. Maybe one of the reasons is because I don't really like West's WWE. So yeah, and most of the episode was that. Um, but yeah, and my problem with Toph was just the voice. And I think after 2 or 4 episodes with her, I was okay. Zuko alone deserves a prize. Uh, yeah, yeah, and that's that. The chase. The chase was a funny episode. That if you really, one thing that you can notice is everyone get angry because they cannot sleep and get mad with each other and talk things that they should not talk. Everyone, last one person, you know who it is, and that's why he's the best character. And that's the difference between him and his sister. Bitter work, bitter work. Oh, it's a Zuko training with Iroh to learn how to redirect lighting, right? And Aang does something. I think he's the beginning of his training with Toph, I believe. That was a really cool episode, especially because it shows both of them doing that and struggling with the new powers that gonna receive. Yeah, and Iroh is the best. The library. Also, really, what happened with the guy? That's a good question. Because that's the thing, time passes on the spirit world, right? Or not? Because Sokka go to the spirit world and was talking about um, the spirit realm did not have bathroom, and he clearly was not in a necessity before going. So he go there, get into necessity of go to bathroom, cannot go there because that did not have bathroom, and immediately look for a bathroom when he came back. So kind of time exists in the spirit realm. That's my question. So if time exists, the guy that was of University of Ba Sing Se already died, right? But if he died in the spirit realm, he kinda is not like he cannot like how can I explain that? Live forever there. Like Roku is living there forever. The desert. That's a sad episode. A really sad episode. And I can only remember of what happened with Appa there. Uh, but I can also remember there was one really good moments of Katara and Aang killing insects, which he said that he should not do, and but he completely forgot that he did. The Serpent Pass. The Serpent Pass. It's not a Hope episode. I think the whole theme of the whole idea for the series is hope, but this episode especially is like I don't even need to say why. The drill is a gigantic plot hole episode. City of Walls and Secrets is a complex and one of my favorites episode. Like it's so well done in every way. Also, what happened with the king? Because in the game and also in the first episode, we see that first episode of the last season, we see that he got away to live with normal life and Bosco as well. I remember the name of the bear, but I don't remember the name of the king. To see how how the things are. I'm really curious. He got back to be a king, or he don't even know that the war finished. Appa lost day. Oh my gosh, that's so sad episode. I don't want to cry again. Lake Lao guy. One really good episode, which has one problem. If I'm not correct, correct me in comment section, but is Jets died. Oh, Nickelodeon. The Earth King. Yeah. The Earth King is not the episode that Zuko get the nightmare with he has Aang's head. I believe it is. That's a really good episode message. The Guru, crazy episode, and interesting enough. And also, if I remember correctly, it's how tough learn metal bending, right? Learn no, create. That's the difference. The Cross of Destiny, a shocking episode, and I still am mad and respectful about Azula that moment. The Awakening is a mind-blowing episode. I just thinking of people that watch this episode without watching the game are completely lost in the beginning of the episode because they don't know what happened. Uh, the headband. It looks like an old film of dancing that you in America has a lot of them. I know. The Painting Lady. I really like that episode. Um, Even if I completely disagree with what Katara did there, and I think I have way less respect for her after that episode. It still um, it shows a really good message, even if I don't agree with the end. Sokka's Master. Such a good episode. We learn way more of White Lotus and all. I don't have anything to blame that episode. Um, Also, it was episodes dedicated to Sokka. What more I can ask? The beach. The only thing that I can remember about this episode is the fire, the Fire Four, the fantastic Fire Four. It's such a good episode, really. It's really good episode. The Avatar of the Fire Lord, I already say everything that I need to say about that episode. The Runaway. I'm trying to remember the Runaway. Combustion Man. The first time that we used that name, I still love that they really got that Combustion Man is the name of, and we never learned his real name, even if Zuko clearly knows him, or at least I think he knows the name because he said, "Oh, wait, but that's not his name." So yeah, the Puppet Master is a scary episode. I'm still sad about Katara. Poor Katara has to suffer that way. Nightmares and Daydreams. Such a fun episode, amazing enough because people should usually talk that episode is such, I don't know, myself, like, I'm not a big fan of silly stuff, but when it's silly and makes sense, I find funny, and this makes sense. Okay, Avatar Day don't make sense. The Day of Black Sun. I already talked about the plot holes in this, but it was really cool everyone together. Also, I know one more plot hole. Why they don't have any waterbenders there? Because the waterbenders, Baku live the north with waterbenders to the south. They should have waterbenders there, so they should have waterbenders there with the invasion as well. I'm just saying that would make a lot of difference, at least before the air army appeared. The Western Air Temple. I'm trying to remember which episode is that. Is is the one that Zuko talked with then, right? It's such an adorable episode with Zuko trying his best and failing every time. And I think the best part of that episode is when the conversation between Zuko and Toph, and Zuko burned her feet. Like that's like it's a horrible thing, okay, but like it's so perfect in storytelling that it has to be tough because she's blind. It has to be tough because she will the only one that will go there without talking, without making any sound, without talking with anyone that she will go there. Like such perfect. The Firebending Masters. That episode, um, I still think a lot of that episode, especially because the idea of colors of flame. Like everyone will see just have the normal color, but Azula has blue. But we see that has way more colors. That means that in Avatar Korra or maybe in the graphic novels, we're gonna see people that has green fire, for example, maybe purple fire, the boiling rock. The boiling rock. Such a good escape plan that didn't work. Pride for the captain that decides that he really want to die better than let the prisoner escape, and also Ty Lee wipe the floor with Azula. Southern Raiders. Is that Katara trying to avenge her mother? I think I already say everything that I need in that episode. Um, I think one of the two or no, I think four or five of the better messages of the whole show is on that episode, and I agree with Katara and all of them, with one exception that I don't think she's right in a way of doing the things that she did, and it's sad. It's really sad, but yeah, I think I said enough in that episode. The Ember Island Praise. Best recap episode ever. So since Comet finale, yeah, I don't think I have to say much about this, but in general, the finale. Wait a second. Almost 1 hour of video. I'd say that I tried to skip that short. So the finale, I don't think has say more what I already say, but um, Azula is the best villain of the show, like by far. And I said that is in season two. This begin to be a problem, even if it's really cool to see her being a villain, because we don't have any villain that comes close to her. Like you can put together all the villains of the show, and they are not one finger of Azula, and that's a problem. Because if we have a villain that is like good enough to be a competition to her, she would grow so much as a villain. And like, yeah, that's sad. Also, I like Azula way more as a villain than her father. So that's also one problem. I think Ozai did not receive any character development, any, which is really strange. Because when he first appeared, I was thinking, oh, that's a really interesting turn that they got into, of a proud father, and he was not bad at all, and all, but they kind of no ignore all that. So that's sad. And in a way, I kind of myself in the last two episodes didn't care any about Avatar Aang fight against Ozai. I didn't care because who is Ozai? Who is this guy that I only see two episodes? I say it's more than two episodes, but who is this guy? I don't know anything about him. I care about Azula. I care about Iroh. I care about Zuko. I care even about Azulon, his father, but I don't care about him. That's one problem. That is one gigantic problem. The main villain, the big boss, the final boss. I don't care about him. That's sad. And Azula's fight against Zuko was the best thing ever. Just saying. It's the best fight of the show. Um, Aang result into Deus Ex Machina is kind of lazy. You can like. I think it's lazy. And it still resolves to season 2 episode 1 when the general say that, well, just go to Avatar State and go there and just defeat the Firelord. Well, he kind of did that. So I don't know. I think the end of Avatar was not the climax of Avatar. The main climax. The climax is the fight between Avatar and Ozai and Zuko and Azula. But the main climax was Aang against Ozai. And the main climax was not that good. Not because the fight was not good, because the fight was really good, but was not interesting enough. Because we don't care about Ozai. And we knew that Aang would win anyway. It's the last episode. Come on. So, I don't know. I think I just hope to see better villains, not just one good villain in Korra. I want to see really good villains because I really doubt that we're gonna have a villain that good as Azula was, because Azula was legendary. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think about um, what do you think I will think about Avatar Korra and about the graphic novels. Did you read the graphic novel? Sorry, did you read the graphic novels before? So tell me in the comment section, and I see you guys next episode, which is gonna be the graphic novels, the beginning of the graphic novels. So until then, bye.